Hi everybody, happy Friday. Welcome back again for part 5 of our 5-part series. Today we're talking about 5 steps for success and happiness. Now we've been talking about steps all week. We've already ran through 4 of them. You already know these. So step 1, personal responsibility and personal philosophy. We need to change our personal philosophy. We need to take personal responsibility for our lives and what happens in our lives. How many people have changed their mindset? How many people today or this week have changed their mindset and taken a look and started taking personal responsibility for some of their activities or some of their situations in their lives? If you've started taking personal responsibility for yourself, drop me an I did down below so that I know that you're paying attention and watching the videos. Next, we talked about personal development. Personal development, picking up a book on making yourself better, whether it's a leadership book, a finance book, watching YouTube videos, watching, any videos that you can find, reading blogs, things you can do to learn and make yourself better for yourself, your family, your financial situation, and your future. So how many of you actually started doing some personal development this week? How many of you picked up a book, started watching some YouTube videos, started reading blogs? Drop me a I did down below. That way I know you did something after watching some of these videos. Third, discipline. We talked about personal disciplines and how we change that. And we put things together and we decide on something that we're going to change and we stuck to it. So how many of you changed something this week? Whether it's one of these first 2 or all 3, you changed something and you've stuck to it all week. You say, and you've all week you've made one thing different. You've made that one change we talked about and you stuck to it all week. If you did, say, I changed, and put that down below. So next, we talk about setting and achieving goals. Setting and achieving goals is very critical to being successful and being happy. If you don't write it down, then it's just a dream. If you write it down and you make a plan like we talked about and you execute that plan, then you can achieve your goals. Now, one thing that should be included on this list, but it's not, is change. But you've heard me talk about that all week. You've heard about how we need to change our mindset. We need to make changes in our lives. We need to change the way we look at things. We need to change what we do to make ourselves better. We need to change our disciplines. So change is included, but it's included in all of these. It's not the last one. So before we get on to the next one, how many people set a goal this week? Anyone set goals or make a plan? Say goals down below. Let me know that you did something. You wrote something down. You made a change. It's going to change your future moving forward. So now, what do you think number 5 is? So number 5 has something to do with all of these. There's one thing that we have to do in each of these steps and as a whole to make these a reality, and that is we have to take action. None of these mean a hill of beans unless you act on them. You have to act on your personal responsibility and philosophy. You have to make the change. You have to take the actions necessary to recognize what you're responsible for personally and act on the changes necessary to make it happen. Personal development. You have to take action. It takes action to go out and buy that book or go to the library to pick up the book on personal development or to click on YouTube and type in a search to find what that video is you want to watch, or do a search on Google to find the blog that you want to read. That's action. It takes action to do that. Discipline. We talked about changing one thing and sticking with it. Well, that takes action. You have to act on making that change, that one thing, and it takes daily action to discipline yourself to stick to that. Everything we're talking about takes action. Setting and achieving goals. Action. It's the act of sitting down with a tablet of paper or a piece of paper and writing out what your goal is. It's the act of creating a plan to achieve that goal, and it's taking action on each one of the steps in that plan to achieve your goal. So we have the 5th and possibly biggest step to your success and your happiness is taking action. I don't care if it's your financial situation, your relationship, your job, your development, any of it. It all takes action. If you want to have a better relationship, well, you have to act on the things that are a problem within your relationship. You have to make the change and act on it. You want better work, you want your job to be better. You want to be better at your job. You have to act on developing yourself and learning what you can do better at your job so that you can get that next raise or that next promotion. Finances, you have to take control of your finances and act on what things you can change your spending habits on, or act on those, you know. And then your goals, you have to do it all. It's all right here. Everything here is all about action. So how many people have taken action this week? How many of you are going to take action this week? Are you just going to sit there and keep living the same life over and over? You know, Einstein's definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and it's expecting a different result. So stop doing the same thing over and over. Take action today. If you want to learn more about how we can help you take action, drop me an action below or reach out to me directly. I know my boy Keelan, he's taking action today. He's going to make a change in his life. What about you? Act now. Drop me an action below. Reach out to me directly. Send me a direct message. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.